Hello everyone. So welcome to the channel of RD Technical Learning. So in this video, we will be seeing the Java program on finding the smallest element in an array. So consider you have an array which is given to you in an interview, or you might be asked to take any array, right? Right. So now you have to come up with the smallest integer in this array. So what we will do is we will actually create one another variable, let's say minimum, and we will traverse through the entire array with respect to its length, right? So we will uh, assign this value first. So what we will do is we'll assign the first value that is there in this array, or the first element in this array, to this min, right? So consider this as 5, and then we will traverse through all the other values that are there in this array, and we'll compare. If it is less than the assigned value, then we will take that value into consideration. So let's take an example here. 8, it is not less than 5, so the value will remain as is. And then we'll compare 1 with 5. Yeah, it is less. So let's take 1 here, right? And then 2. So it is not less than 1. So it will remain as is, right? So what we are doing is, in simple terms, in order to find the smallest element present through an array, so we are maintaining a variable minimum, right? Which will initially hold the value of the first element. And then we will loop through the array by comparing the value of the minimum with the remaining elements of the array, right? If any of the elements value is less than minimum, then we'll store the value of that element in mean, right? So this was the approach, and now let us see the program, how we will come up with a program on this. So let me just share my screen. You can use any of the IDE, right? Let us create a new class. Let's name it as mean test. Okay, we need public static void main as well. Okay, now let's keep the function as min value. Okay, and now we'll create this function here. So integer mean value. Let's take any of the array here, right? Let's take mean equal to new integer, and let's pass an array here. So how will you pass an array? So here, new int, right? And we will have an array. Let's take it for now 4, 6, 2, 1, right? And this is actually a function, so let's keep public void for now, right? The mean value, change mean value to static. Okay, so let's keep it public static int. And so these are a few of the syntax errors that we can resolve it later as well. Okay, now let's take, it's showing now, yeah, add return statement. So you can keep void also, no worries in that. Okay, so now integer mean equal to new integer 4621, and now let's take one value as integer. Okay, let's keep value here. So if you want to correlate with what I explained you in the approach, let's take mean here. Integer mean equal to 0 first of all. Okay, Now we will traverse through the loop for integer I equal to 0, I is less than new value, sorry, it's length, yeah, value dot length, okay, and I plus plus. We'll start the for loop, right? If the condition, if value, let me copy from here, value of I is less than mean, right? Then what do we want? That mean should be equal to value of I. Clear? And for your reference, this is a for loop, so we can keep system dot out dot println. Here we can keep the value of mean, right? So whenever you will have this function that will be called, this is the function in the, it has been called in the main method, and the function says that you have an array and you have one of the minimum variable value, right? And you keep it as a for loop. You will traverse through each and every count, each and every loop of this array, each and every value of this array, and how many times you will run, how many times you will traverse, it depends on the length of that array, right? And if condition, so if value of array is less than this, right, then assign mean to this. So let us see the program output now. Why it came 0? Because it is less than all these three values. Let's keep the value as 8 here. You got the value as 1. Okay, now let's test it. Let's keep 3 here. Got the value as 2. Okay, so here we took the array which was given. You can also do, you can assign the max value. So max dot integer, max, max dot, just a second, integer, max value to minimum here, right? Because you want to keep it as dynamic. You don't know what array value would be given, right? If it's like that. Okay, something came up here. Simple. So now let's run this program. Got the value as 2. So what we are doing, let's understand one more time here. So what we have done here is we are creating a function which will be called in the main method, and the logic is being kept in this function. So we took an array of size 4 here, and remember it's an array. It will start from 0, 1, 2, 3, right? It will start from 0. We took one minimum variable here, that is an integer, right, to get the minimum value out of this array, and initially we initialized it to any random value, okay, and then we took a for loop. So for integer I equal to 0, so it will start with 0. Now is 0 less than, what is the length here, right? What is the length of this array? So it is, length is, yeah, so length is 4, right? But it will start from 0, 1, 2, 3. So 0 in the first iteration, you will get, let me write here, 0 that is less than the 4 value, right? So it is accepting the condition, right? So it will go within the for loop. If value of I, right? What is the value of I? So it will start from 0. Value of 0 is less than mean. So here it will take 4. It is less than mean, right? If it is, then mean will be assigned the value of I, right? So what is this? This is the max value that we have taken, right? Let's take an example here with 8. If 4 is less than 8, right? Is 4 less than 8? Right. Then mean value will become 4, right? Now, mean value is 4. Now, again, it will increment. So it will go with 1. So when it goes with 1, 1 is again less than 4 here, right? So 1 is less than 4. What is the value of mean in the first iteration? It is 4. When 1 is less than 4, then the mean value becomes, okay, if 6 is less than 4, no, it is not. So mean value will remain as is 4. Then comes the second iteration, the third iteration, right? 2 is less than 4. Yes, it is, right? So again, it will go within the if condition. Now, if 2 is less than 4, right? The new value is 2 here, and the mean value is still 4. It is unchanged in the last iteration because it compared with 6, right? So 2 is less than 4. Yes, it is. So mean value would be taken as 2. And the last iteration, it will check 2 is less than 3, so it will remain 2 only. So that's why you will get output as 2, right? Simple. So this is the simple logic how you can find the minimum element or minimum value in an array, right? This is again a very frequently asked Java interview question. You can answer this question in this manner, right? So that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching this video and stay tuned for more updates.